It's so stupid, dude.
Just sad looking at the ball.
I love it.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back. Another Friday 3D. I'm not scrying, you're scrying stream, where we just talk about shit. Talk about what's on our minds, what's going on in the world.
With passion.
It's episode 2.
Jamie's very intent on there being lots of passion all the time. He's a passionate man.
He just chats as he loves, which is passionately.
I type how I speak. I'm one of those guys.
He all caps.
You got me all
everything.
times.
All caps.
How are y'all doing?
I know, man, I'm all caps when we're D&D, like no joke. In chat, you probably see that shit. I mean, all sorts of dumb stuff.
I glance at chat. I don't ignore it.
Too close.
Dude, I'm sleepy as fuck.
Are you?
I had one of those work days where I had to wake up super early and work the day, and now I'm like, I got all the alcohol, so this is my lend me your energy moment when I'm trying to build a big spirit bomb right now. So you got me at 100 for the time being.
You're the beat up Goku, bleeding, tired, got the eye, always got the shut eye Goku.
And I ain't the only one either. I think someone else feels the same way, don't they?
Hey, you're talking about me. It's me. I'm super tired too.
You look snugly in that.
Thank you. I am very comfortable right now. I went to IKEA and I got a new comfy footrest that's like angled, so it's like perfect. So I've got my ass rest here as well from Purple. Redline, thank you for the sub.
I think Purple stock just tanked.
Don't care. My ass is not tanking right now because of their...
Is that the bed people?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I have a bed from them.
I do too.
Do they suck now?
Their stock has gone down 41% in the last month. They took a huge dive on the 9th. They probably had earnings and missed earnings, I'm guessing.
Moose, did they suck all along?
Does their shit suck?
My back would disagree.
Okay. It's a quality product.
Good. And according to my Fitbit, I get great sleep on it, so.
Did you get the firm version or the soft one?
Of the Fitbit or the bed? The bed? I'm assuming the bed.
You got a firm Fitbit. It's a purple bed. Yeah.
Hard band.
I got the not the firm one. I got the regular.
I fucked up. I thought firm would be cool because it'd be like more sturdy, and I haven't liked it in the last few years. I've slept on it.
Ooh, you gotta change that out, man. Sleep's important.
You probably could have gotten a refund on it. They were, at least when we got ours, they were really good about it. If we didn't
That's
have
a whole
to, but
thing,
They literally. What do you mean?
They'd rather go 3 years with bad sleep than have to repackage a mattress.
No, you don't even have to. They send someone to your house to get it and donate it.
But he's got to call someone or write an email.
He's got it. He landed.
And I have no sympathy for you. Zero sympathy.
I've gotten my however much I paid for it sleep on it. I'd say I'm gonna get a new bed soon enough.
Well,
I have a credit card, right?
I love my bed, and I haven't. Well, I've been using it more lately, just because, dude, work is kicking my ass the last couple weeks. But
I hear that.
Here we are. I've got my drink now. How are you, Matthew?
I am doing better. So we already missed last week on episode 2 of doing this because I got the flu, which apparently still exists. Still a thing. Apparently apparently you can get things other than COVID. I guess flu's going around this area, is what I've been told by local healthcare workers. But yeah, had the flu.
They don't know. No, there's fake news.
You know, depending if they got the vaccine or not, I guess. But yeah, it knocked me on my ass for a full week. I had 3 days where I was like real bad, including one night where my temp was getting into the 105 territory.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You had some real stuff going down.
Yeah,
Just you?
yeah.
Any family?
Leroy Adam, thank you for the sub.
Oh, appreciate you, Leroy. The kids got it. They fared much better. They had fevers for a couple days. It got up to like 102, 103. But they recovered much quickly after the fever went away. After my fever was gone, I was still kind of out of it for a few days. And you can still hear my voice, like it's a little strained just from coughing nonstop for
Like
several
radio
days.
voice. I like that voice.
Little David Rasmussen. But better. I'm much better now. I feel good. Yeah.
I'm glad you're back.
So now we can
alive.
talk about stuff and things, and hopefully,
Talking about stuff.
And hopefully Bill
opinions out of you.
be real intense about it, right?
I'm being intense as
Passion.
fuck. You just wait.
God damn it.
What are we talking about first? You name it.
Filet Rittenhouse, or as known in his native tongue of white people, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Are you sure you want to start with that one?
Hey, you want to start hot? We're going hot.
Okay.
So, quick synopsis: Kyle Rittenhouse, young individual who infamously was a part of a miniature riot that was going on back when police riots were sort of a popular thing. The kid came from another state, had an AR on him. Without editorializing too much, found himself in a situation where he was being chased down by individuals he would describe felt threatened for his life. He was attacked with a skateboard. Another gentleman had a gun. So he used his assault rifle to shoot at a few people, I believe one of which was dead or was killed. He was on trial for this, for the possession of the firearm as well as for the killing of an individual. And the ruling came today that he was innocent. So the handling of the firearm was actually dismissed by the judge before the jury went to deliberate on charges, and then the jury came back and found him not guilty on I don't know if it was manslaughter or murder or how they classed it, but not guilty of
Or charges.
crimes associated with killing the dude.
There's our synopsis. There's our synopsis on the whole jamboree.
Yep. And as you can imagine, right down political lines. Left is throw that kid in jail. Right is freedom for our guns. So
Pretty goddamn accurate.
So, we're in our tribes. How are you gentlemen feeling about the verdict?
You want to lead off, Mr. Moose? I can.
Go for it.
I am completely content with that verdict.
Okay.
110%. I think if I were to put myself in that dude's shoes and throw away the morality of should he have gone there with a rifle to begin with, we're ignoring that part.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to the part where I had a weapon and I'm at this place and people are pissed off about it. That was self-fucking defense through and through. I don't know how that could never not be a case of holy shit, I have to make a choice right now.
Yeah, and I
Based
do
on
have to
everything I've seen.
I do have to add the context. We're not lawyers. We do not know Wisconsin law. We don't know
failed the
federal
bar.
law.
We're a bunch of fucking morons.
We're just some cis white males who exist on the internet and are looking for a way to amplify our voice.
I think that it sets a dangerous precedent, honestly.
Why?
So now you have. How do I want to verbalize this? You have now essentially taken a situation where this kid went to a protest, which turned into a riot, with a weapon, with a gun, specifically.
Did it turn to a riot after he came there, or was it already a riot?
It was a planned riot, and he went there for the purpose of being you know, a
He
playing
went there
defender.
to protect other people's property.
Right. He wanted to play soldier.
Yeah.
And he got that
so
chance.
there are so many fucking right-wing nut jobs that have this dirty, hairy fantasy of going and getting a legal kill, essentially. And so
One argues that is
With-
accurate.
with
Punisher sticker slapped right on the back of the truck.
right, which that they hate that they've co-opted that
Yeah.
logo, by the
Yeah.
way. But my point is, he went there essentially with the intention, more or less, of course, that, you know, this was not proven in court necessarily. But what other reason do you have to go to somebody else's property who you have no affiliation with in a different state than you to go, quote unquote, protect their property? And second of
I
all,
can come up with like 10 reasons, but you can go on unless you want me to
I mean, if you want to go put your life on the line for the fucking 7-Eleven on the corner, be my guest. But the dangerous,
that didn't have any relevance to him.
so the court they fucking threw out any. They said context for this kid. Nope, not relevant. Like,
Yeah,
for instance,
I mean, for the defense, yeah.
video from him just a day or so before, standing. He's on video saying, I wish I had my gun or I'd be shooting at these people. Talking about people who were, I don't know, looting a CVS or something like that. So he had every intent to go there and shoot somebody. He wanted to fulfill his fucking dirty, hairy, clean kill thing. And so now that the justice system, the American justice system, has now said that based on all of that, self-defense, right? So now what is to stop somebody from saying, oh, there's a protest going on, let me arm up? And then now you've got people on the other side saying, there's going to be some fucking right-wing nut jobs there with guns. Now I need to bring guns. And now you're at a protest with people, guns everywhere, right? It's a fucking tinderbox. And if something goes down and somebody shoots somebody, whether it's self-defense or not, that's a situation that could have been completely avoided from the get-go. But it doesn't matter because somebody's already dead or maimed.
Okay, how can we completely pin it on one side? We're talking a guy with a rifle, potential killing. That's the part where we don't like. So this is a planned riot. Planned riot. That means destroying things. That means fire. That means, I don't know, fucking crowbars. That means breaking and ruining shit. And we're to assume that everyone will be nice and safe and there'll be no problem with them going about this.
No,
The police are there to deter it, right? But they're not. They're not. And I think it was the National Guard. They were denied. Is that right?
I don't know anything
From
about
coming
that.
in. I think I'm not 100% on that. I think that's what I heard though. So essentially, it was a let it all fucking burn scenario. That's the alternative to anyone being there as a deterrent.
But is the right reaction to that for some high school kid to come from out of state with an AR he doesn't own to
course it's
protect
not.
some random stuff?
The right reaction is not scheduling a fucking nighttime riot. That's the right reaction. Otherwise, you're going to end up with 17-year-olds with rifles coming over because they think, oh, that's fucked up. These guys are planning to destroy shit. I don't like shit being destroyed, especially shit that I'm familiar with. Why is he over there again? Why is he over?
He's not familiar with it, though. He doesn't live there.
Why did he go there, period? He just heard stuff was getting destroyed. He's never traveled there. He's never gone by. He's never had, there's nothing, no relationship to this.
Because he had a fantasy of justified kill. And that was
he got
his excuse.
And he got it.
He literally said it on video.
Shit intention.
But he said it on video days before that happened.
Yeah, if I had my rifle, I would be shooting at these people.
I gotta see that
verbatim
because I heard.
I'm gonna look it up.
I heard that he said, "I wish I had my rifle, but not so I wish I could shoot people." I don't know.
He didn't say shoot people. He said shoot at them. And not to mention, you know, if we want to talk about the character, right? So everybody's posting memes about crying on stage. He's so sad. He's so sorry. Meanwhile, he's after the fact. He's going around to fucking. There's pictures of him in a bar wearing a shirt that says "free as fuck" on it, taking pictures with people, holding up hand signal, white supremacist hand signals as well.
Okay, so I can't argue against the potential of him being indoctrinated in that area. It is highly possible given those circumstances. However, I think his existence comes from almost making this kid out to be the object of evil completely for this whole event. Where do you think he's going to go after this? What do you think's going to happen when the entire left is calling this guy Satan himself, new Hitler? What do you think happens?
So let me up level this with a comment from the chat, from Richard Ross. If you own a gun, you are looking to kill people. So this is a broader, like, Second Amendment type thing of just gun ownership.
Richard, I will argue against that till I fucking die.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking to kill someone, but I can agree that in most situations, if you have to use it, that's what you would be essentially doing.
Oh, okay. Well, he's just trolling Jamie anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Piece of shit.
But
so I'm actually going to straddle the fence here. So I see both sides of this outcome, and law is rooted in precedent, right? So the consideration for the verdict is, what is the precedent that it is setting? And both sides are equally scary to me, if I'm honest. Where on the guilty side, right, if he's found guilty, regardless of the pretext to what happened, he was attacked with a skateboard. A guy with a gun did get on top of him with the gun wielded.
yes.
What was he to do?
Some people are arguing submit to the mob. Straight
No.
up.
I disagree
No.
with that
Yeah,
completely.
no,
Right?
I mean-
your life is an imminent direct threat. You defend yourself by whatever means necessary. We have the right to life, along with liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Right. At that
You
point,
have
it
the right
is
to defend yourself.
self-defense. But again, why are you in that situation to begin with?
So that's the other side of it, right? Of what's the precedent by him being found innocent now? Does it set a precedent for vigilantism?
Yes.
That it's okay for private citizens to go and stick their nose in business they don't need it, that's not theirs, to be
That wasn't
armed,
vigilantism.
to be in an area where he does not have the right of law enforcement. He is not the protector of all property, right? This sets a precedent for, if you feel there's unjustness in the world, you can go with a gun, and if at some point you feel threatened, you're allowed to use that weapon. So I think this is the dangerous
Yeah,
side
that
of
would go case by case, wouldn't it? Like,
I mean,
like
that's
being
the
in that
precedent
location-
I'm talking about, though.
But
Is
if it were case by case, I would think he would have been found guilty.
like let me take this
because
this
the context says he should have been.
let me take a weapon with me to this protest or whatever, right? Rile everybody up about it, and then when shit starts popping off, shoot someone.
Did he rile people up with it?
I'm not saying
I
he
don't know
did
that.
in this
I
case.
don't know
I'm
that.
saying that's the potential precedent that has been set. And now people, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool for me to do this now.
That there's bad people that would take advantage of that, I'm sure, but the opposite end ends just as fucking bad. It's like saying, if it just, you know, whatever's out there, if someone has a problem with it because they think the police are all racist, white supremacists, crazy, then fuck it, we'll start burning shit down until they get the message, and then we sit back and wait till it's all done. That's the opposite end. Not necessarily vigilantism, but if no one can have anything to do with preventing or even just showing up saying we don't agree with this, then what's the other step?
Let the
police do their thing. They didn't do shit. What the fuck did they do?
And that is a legitimate problem.
That's not the responsibility.
So
of
Joe
individual
Schmo is supposed to
citizens
just
show up.
lose all of his shit because the police are sucking shit right now.
It was
Joe
again.
Schmo can lose all of his shit, but John Smith doesn't have a right to protect Joe Schmo's shit.
Right.
So if
and,
Joe Schmo was there with a gun, you'd be cool with it.
but here's
different, 100%.
here's the other thing.
Absolutely.
If we're
You have the
just
right to
talking
protect your
about
property, 100%.
right, yes, it's not his property. It's not his house. It's not his store. It's not his 7-Eleven, right? And at the end of the day, if stuff gets burned down or destroyed, there is insurance. That shit can be replaced. That shit can be
fucking argument.
that shit
can
be
years. You know that, right?
Do you know how many years it can take to replace a human life?
I mean,
About
never,
9 months.
Never.
Right.
But I mean, someone's life can get ruined during that duration, right? If I owned a used car lot, I put everything I got into it. It gets attacked. I can't do shit about it. That shit gets burned down. I lose all my cars. I file for insurance. I have no income for the next 3 years. We'll say 3 being generous.
Back
What
to
do I do
Wendy's
during that
dumpster is
period?
Always open.
I'm fucked. That's my point. My life is fucked at that point.
But that's your car dealership. That's not Joe Schmo's
yeah.
from the state over.
It's not JD's job to protect your car dealership.
I would greatly
It's-
appreciate it to protect my car dealership.
And it's not his right. It's not his responsibility. Right? If he's inserting himself, he accepts the consequences and dangers that come with that. And that's that. And there are laws in almost all states that take away self-defense as a legal defense if you put yourself in the context where you're gonna get hurt. Right? If you punch somebody or shoot at somebody and they shoot back, and you shoot at them, right? That's not in most states. The law says that's not self-defense because you created a situation in which you needed to defend yourself.
You were an instigator. Yeah, you
right.
you basically goaded someone into attacking.
Right. And I think for me, like, that's the line in this case of he had no business being there. He put himself in a situation he shouldn't. He went up to the rioters and then had to retreat, in which they chased him. Right. And that's like the legal gray area here. This is what the whole case is about, is because they chased him, does that disengage him enough from the situation that it is now self-defense versus he was an instigator in the situation? And the jury said yes. And a part of that, again, we're not lawyers. I am highly speculating on a bit of this, but the judge threw out the charge of him having an assault rifle, which is a misdemeanor in Wisconsin state law because he's under the age of 18. It's an open carry
Talk about
state.
the law part. We're going to talk about the morality part. I wanted your.
I'm talking about the verdict, right?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have had that weapon. His mom drove him over state lines to be at this riot. He was given a gun by a guy there. It wasn't his.
I think people think they were from the protest side were over state lines. Do you think they were all locals?
No, I'm sure there were other people, right? It was, and which is a thing, right? That was probably a call to arms by private citizens, which again, for me, speaks to vigilantism being okayed here. So anyway, for me, fully appreciate you have the right to defend yourself in whatever situation. Your life is in danger, you get to defend yourself. I do think there are consequences that should come if you put yourself in the scenario in which you have to defend yourself.
Oh, don't worry, dude. He's been sentenced.
Weren't delivered.
He's been sentenced to the next 44 years of being a guest speaker at CPAC. Don't worry, he'll be paraded around.
Matt Gates said he would be a great congressional intern.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, let's fucking parade him around for the next.
No matter what.
Fucking rest of our life, we're gonna hear about fucking Dick House. Fuck
Dude,
that kid, dude.
There's no way he gets to live a normal life at all now. That dude's fucked for this. Even if he got off not guilty, he's just not.
I don't know that he'll live a normal life, but he'll find sanctuary in the right.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna go that way, and he's gonna get death threats from the other side and bullshit and just crazy shit.
There's dumpster fucks like Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens trying to say that he should go and sue basically the fucking planet.
Did you see though that the prosecutor tried to blame him playing Call of Duty?
Right.
that was over at that point. As soon as he did pull that card, it was done.
Just know
the prosecution were idiots.
Just know that the prosecution were the best part of his defense. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. They were fucking terrible. There was also an argument that they like all had to deliberate, the lawyers with the judge, about whether zooming in on an iPad is altering evidence or not. Yeah. Because the defense lawyer said when you zoom in, Apple has AI that adds pixels in. And the prosecutor, said no, they don't, which they don't do that. Just makes the pixels bigger.
I watched the part earlier today about that, actually, talking about the quality video they provided the defense compared to the video they had that was sold to Fox News or something.
Yeah.
Like the one the defense got was black and white and like 400p or something.
Yeah.
And they had like a 1440. I don't know. I was listening earlier. I thought that was fucking wild.
It's just funny.
They were trying to get a mistrial out of it, but they didn't. They didn't get it.
Yeah. Just funny.
Okay, I got
let me ask you this.
I got the video here if you want to see it.
What video?
Show me a video.
The one you wanted me to show you, the one where he's saying that I didn't say shoot people, I said shoot at.
Shoot at.
There is a difference.
There's nuance.
Right?
I got my lo-fi playing. Hold on.
I'm pausing it.
You should keep it rolling.
I've got buttons to hit here.
Why is it so tiny? There we go.
Who's watching a CVS?
Bro, I wish I had my fucking AR. I'd start shooting rounds at them.
I'd start shooting rounds at them.
Yeah, I heard it. I had to crank.
I wish I had my fucking AR. I'd start shooting rounds at them.
Okay. Now, all right, we're gonna devil's advocate this. All right. So, this Kyle Rittenhouse guy sees this place, looks like it's being robbed, looted, or something. What was going on in that video? It looked like someone was coming out with a mask.
Probably looting.
CVS was being looted. Yeah.
Okay, so he says, "I wish I had my rifle right now, so I'd shoot at him, or I'd shoot rounds at him, or something like that, right?" Okay, so probably he saw this place being robbed. He's pretty pissed about it, right? So, if he had his rifle in that moment, do you both think he would have shot rounds at them?
He said he would.
That's right, he said it. Do you think he would have?
Whether I believe it or not, it's irrelevant. He said he would.
Okay, so I don't. Just based on everything I've seen and his behavior at the riot and protest, I think that's the same shit as saying like, "Oh fuck these guys, I wish they'd just get in a car wreck and die," or "Oh fuck these guys, I wish they'd just fucking explode," or some shit. I would compare.
I would agree with you had he not ended up killing 2 people and maiming another.
Taking a gun to a riot.
He did not see people burning shit and shoot at them, or destroying shit and shoot at them. That never happened. He never defended any property. He only defended himself. Am I wrong on that?
You are not wrong, but so then why was he there with an AR?
Yeah. He shouldn't have been there.
He shouldn't have been there.
Right. Pure deterrent.
But he said he was there because he knew there was going to be a riot and he was there to defend property, essentially.
Right. As a private citizen, you don't get to be a deterrent, and then there's no protection in that. Right.
It's simply to be intimidation. That's all it is intimidation.
But you're not protected. There's no attaboy, right? There's no federal or legal protection for you as a private citizen going and being a deterrent to a public piece of property. If you're going to be there as a deterrent, you take full responsibility for what happens as a result of that, and you shouldn't be there.
But there's no.
Bachman, he did not have a right.
That says that
it is not. It is not legal for him at 17.
He couldn't be there with an assault rifle.
Right there, he could. It was not allowed for him to be there with an assault rifle at the age of 17.
Yeah, that's
no. That actually was a very that ended in a very convoluted way. That did not. That got dropped actually because it only applies if you're going hunting, and the barrel is a certain length. Which is so weird. It didn't apply to him, so the judge just said, "Okay, fuck it," and threw it out.
Yeah, so the judge threw it because he said the law doesn't make sense. The law as it was written didn't make sense. Which
I don't think he should have had a gun either. He shouldn't been able to gun.
That's not for the judge to decide. Like that should have went to jury. I think that was gross negligence on the judge's part to just throw it out because he felt like it. Whether we agree with laws or not, the purpose of the legal system is to enforce them as written. So I think that was gross negligence on the judge's part. He should not have been there with a gun, is the short of it.
Well, yeah, but he has to rewrite the fucking law to get that, like.
That's
not his job.
Not his job.
Yeah, exactly. His I combine job and law. God damn it. His job is to specifically just interpret the law as it is. Like he can't edit the law. He can't redefine the law. He simply has to take it as is and go with it. And because the way it's written, on a technicality, you could make that argument that, okay, well, he's not going hunting, and this rifle is not a shorter length because people are more fucking scared of handguns than they are assault rifles.
That should
so
have been
we're
for
gonna
the
be
jury
done with
to
this.
make that interpretation, not the judge.
I don't know about that.
Because it was a jury
so there should be a
trial.
whole new ruling for the jury has to review a whole different type of.
No, the jury
that
was
sounds like a whole
supposed.
different case.
No, the jury was being prepared to bring a verdict on that charge, and it wasn't until right before deliberation that the judge threw it out.
Or whatever. I don't care.
Which, by the way, with that law, that opened the doorway for the self-defense to apply. Because if he would have been found guilty of having a firearm when he shouldn't have had a firearm, he would have had to have been found guilty by law, because self-defense wouldn't have been a defense he could have had.
Right. And yeah, Bacchus, we're all fucking morons. Like none of us are fucking lawyers.
Yeah.
But I will.
I understand.
I will say this
as
though.
a layman reading the law.
I will say this. Every single time I've been on a jury. Every time I've had jury duty.
I was a foreman.
One of the cases that I was actually in was a gun charge, and the judge explicitly told us, you are here to make a decision, guilty or not guilty, based on whether or not the law as it is written applies to this situation. So it is, in a sense, in a jury to, yes, interpret that law based on the arguments that the defense and the prosecution offer to frame that perspective one way or another. So he sat down and said, here's what the law says. It is for you to decide whether that applies to this situation. So in a sense, no, we're not lawyers, but the jury does, part of their job is to interpret the law.
I can agree with that. The judge probably should have pulled them to the side, or not pulled them to the side, but actually gone over and reviewed with them, hey, how would you interpret this? How do you guys want to review this, and so forth and so on.
Right.
That was probably been a good idea, because a 17-year-old with a gun in a place he's not supposed to be, sure, but
and not just a place that he's not supposed to be, a very volatile place that he's not supposed to be, and
I would argue the people there are the instigators, though. Still, I get wanting to protest a police state, and it sucks, but if you think to get your message across is by destroying shit, I mean, you are going to attract 20 Kyle Rittenhouses every fucking time. I mean, that's.
But they.
What did they expect?
But they haven't.
Happen from this?
But again, that's vigilantism to me.
Right.
It absolutely is. When the police are told to stand, when the police are not doing anything, when you have no government assistance in a bad scenario, your options are fuck it all, or someone try to do something. Those are your options. And I just cannot fucking accept fuck it all. I can't. That's so shitty. Do y'all agree with that?
No, it's not fuck it all. It's this is not my fight. And I am not going to put my life in danger for a Walmart, a Target, a Best Buy, a 7-Eleven. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters.
I don't want to do that shit either.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna
Well, I mean, that's the same thing. Like, are you going to strap up and go down to the CVS down the street because some rioters are there?
No, but I'm saying I can understand why some fucks out there think this. Because the other option is just, okay, well, these guys can just do what they want until the government finally does something. That's the other option, which I could say all day, wow, that fucking sucks. I would never put my life on the line. I would never defend any of that shit. Let it burn. I'm a fuck off. My house is fucked with. I'll do what I can. But I can empathize to a degree with someone else who thinks otherwise. Maybe I don't fucking know. I can make up 100 stories. Maybe that guy's been going to that Walmart for his entire life. He met his first girlfriend there. He knows all the employees and it's super tight. And now he sees a bunch of fucks trying to come burn it down. There you go. There's his reason. And
but the thing you're empathizing with is that Punisher fantasy. Like, you understand that people have that Punisher fantasy of like, there's bad guys in the world. I want to go take care of them. You don't get that. You're not allowed to do that.
People have that, but that can't negate that fake story I just made up. And that doesn't just shut it down. That situation can still very well exist. Someone can truly feel that way, not even know that
they can feel that way, but acting on it is when you cross the line.
Yes.
Right? But no. Not going there to shoot and kill rioters that are going to destroy it, but simply to go and say, hey, you're not destroying this place, stay away. And then, at that point, the other team makes a decision, and then stuff happens depending, right? These people aren't going there. Kyle didn't go there with his gun raised. Hey, stay away from this one, not this one. He didn't do that shit, right? In fact, he walked around. He's not a medic, but he walked around saying, medical here, I'm a medic, even though he's not a fucking medic, and he had to admit that in court. But he was going around saying that out loud. Yeah?
I can see the argument you're making of it should be okay to go and be a human picket line. And if your pickets happen to be guns instead of signs, as long as you don't use them, that's okay.
Yes.
Is that largely it?
Yes.
I just think that's the precedent that I'm talking about that's dangerous, because now when you have people on both sides who probably now again are going to be arming themselves more and more at further protests, you're just asking for more of the same shit to happen. And with this not guilty on all charges verdict coming out, there are gonna be some fuckwads out there who think, man, this is my duty, this is my right, this is my purpose to go out here and defend Walmart from Antifa and Black Lives Matter.
And with all the phones and video and everything we have, when that crazy fucker comes out and some people are going to a building and he yells, oh, get the fuck back, and they get back, and then he starts shooting people, that fucker's gonna go down with the most hellish of fire furies he possibly can through the system. That guy is done at that point. Anyone who goes here with that fantasy, if we have the video, absolutely. Like we can, again, the Kyle Rittenhouse case itself, clear as day, we can see everything that happened from every goddamn angle. Even drones were there, we got footage from. So we could see and piece together everything that went down to lead up to that moment.
I'm not debating the fact that it at the end when it went down that it was self-defense. I'm arguing that situation should never have been set up there in the first place. Not from him coming there, not from him having the rifle, not from people, even on the other side, people rioting, right? I'm all for protesting, peaceful protesting, do that all day. But when you start setting shit on fire, not great. But it's also not our responsibility to fucking protect Kroger.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it comes down to precedent. And it's a very weird precedent because you're absolutely right, Jamie, right? That at no point was he the aggressor. He put himself in a bad situation, but he didn't threaten people, right? And he didn't fire as far as we're aware, and he didn't fire until he was threatened upon. But it just creates such a weird situation of, now are people gonna strap up and then go and antagonize people in a non-lethal way and then use the very blanket statement of I feared for my life, which we've seen used over and over and over again as a justification for self-defense?
that depends on the antagonization. If it's words, I mean, we've already seen that. Words, the first person who strikes when it's just words is always the instigator. But
right,
in
but
the
you know,
Rittenhouse case, it was different. It was a charge at him.
Well, he went up, was a part of the whole, like he went up to the gas station that was on fire, or whatever the building was. There was an exchange of objects that were thrown back and forth, and then he ran, and then
that's the drone footage. Dude was on that car smashing that shit, wasn't he?
I don't know. But
that was the drone footage I was talking about.
But he put himself in a situation that he was poking the bear with in a legal way, right? Just being there and pressing just enough.
The bear was shitting in people's RVs.
Dude, it's the same as when I was a kid.
Chase.
It's the same as when I was a kid and I would be out on the trampoline and my sister would come out and fucking antagonize me and fucking pinch me and slap me and hit me to the point where I body slam her through the trampoline and then I'm the one that gets in trouble.
Did she do that to you for real?
I exaggerated a little bit there.
Like that sounds like a thing that's real.
That sounded real, dude.
It was exaggerated a bit, but that scenario played out multiple times.
It's just I think it's gonna lead to weird situations is all, right? Like where people with guns are gonna be allowed to get in your face and well, not your face, but get into protesters' face or whoever and get in their face with a gun strapped to them and say things and juke them out, right? Until they see a flinch of the other person. And then click, 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 I feared for my life. It's a very weird situation is all I'm saying.
That absolutely is gonna happen, and it's super fucking unfortunate it's gonna happen, but the reason that is gonna happen is because of how this court case had to go down.
Yeah.
And I'm left-leaning. I love CNN and fucking MSNBC and all that shit. We're a bunch of
Care Bear liberals. That's fine.
And dude, those news places have been just fucking terrible throughout this whole shit. Yeah, I agree. And all
terrible.
that does...
They're all horrible.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. Now, I didn't think they all were, but now I think they all are. But
yeah,
that all of that leading up because how this Kyle Rittenhouse thing went is going to do exactly what you just said. But I think for those reasons, this wasn't looked at as, oh, what's the situation? What happened to him? No, it was let's slap fucking labels on fucking immediately. This white supremacist little fuck went, oh, he killed 3 black people too. Did you know that? And then he was brandishing his rifle. He was doing this shit and aiming. All bullshit. And it makes me so goddamn sad because now you just straight up spawned 100, 200 more white supremacist actual people, more heavy fucking right people. It's all it's done is just spawn more bad. That's what happened.
Well, again, I'm not making I'm not out here calling anybody a racist or anything like that, but again, just to circle back, he is taking pictures with, members of the Proud Boys holding up hand gestures that are a
Pepe frog. Is that what that is?
That are generally known at this point now to be white supremacist.
Yeah, that's anti-Nazi. That's the right stance, Richard.
I'm right there with you,
We took
Richard.
Pepe Frog back, okay? That's Twitch now. He's not racist anymore, okay? I don't think we should give him the okay symbol. I used to do this all the time. I was like, hey, I'm doing pretty good. And now apparently you're white supremacy, you do it. And I'm white, so it's doubly bad. So
now somebody's gonna screen cap that, and you're fucked now.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
Good job for doing that on camera.
Chef's kiss is
super good. How's that one? Fucker, screen cap my dick while you're at it. OnlyFans afterwards.
You guys have anything meaningful to add to this topic that we've gone on for 45 minutes about?
No.
This is why I asked you want to do this one first, because this is a fun one for me. I love talking about this.
It was a good one.
Richard's calling your job.
You don't know where I work, Kim. Don't tell him where I fucking work.
Zama's photoshopping it to CNBC right now.
Come on, don't do that. Okay, this is bad. That'd be real bad. Although a lot of those people might actually be that way, so fucking. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. I don't really have anything else to add with it. I pretty much just laid my opinion out. As far as the law goes, the court case again. We went over that. Everything was kind of fucked. The prosecution, they could have done a lot better. I don't know why they didn't. at the same time, I don't think no matter what they would have gotten anywhere with all the video footage out there. It's so goddamn hard to prove that wasn't a self-defense case. I thought for sure, as soon as that verdict went off, that some bad shit was gonna happen outside. I had to pull up work. I was like, hold on, I just want to see what they say afterwards. I want to see outside the courthouse shots. So
they did a lot of prep for it.
Yeah.
Like all the local schools went virtual for the day.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, all in
Christ.
Kinshaw or Kinchawa, whatever it was.
Kenosha.
They all went.
Kenosha.
Yeah, Kenosha. They went virtual for the day. Police were on guard, all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, nothing happened. Thankfully, nothing's going crazy right now. That's not to say it won't the next week, but
Yeah. Without getting on the other side of just social injustice, right? The other weird thing about all of this is just it's hard not to, especially in light of what the riots and protests were meant to be of social injustice. It's very easy to make the comparisons of like this kid inappropriately, maybe apparently not illegally, but inappropriately was at a riot brandishing a weapon, putting himself in a bad situation.
I don't like that word. I'm gonna fight that. You said brandishing. What is to brandish?
To have and present.
To have it out in the open? That's brandishing? That is
Yes.
not brandishing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No.
All right,
No.
I'll look up dictionary.com.
Because that is a loaded term. To brandish means
to
like
wave
a
or
weapon's
flourish.
on
You're
them.
right. He did not brandish it.
Thank
he
you
did
very
not
much.
wave or flourish.
All right, I'm good with it.
He had it open and presented.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, this kid is in this bad situation to shoot somebody, gets off completely scot-free, zero consequence
B.R.
to what
Smith,
has
thank you for the
happened
sub.
here. Appreciate
What's
you,
up,
B.R.
Brian? Haven't
Smith.
seen you in a while, dude. Thanks for popping in.
And then on the other side of that, right, you have people being arrested for years for 1.5 ounces of marijuana.
Mhm.
You have
I don't even talk about the prison system. Our prison system's super fucked, man.
Yeah.
As far as all that goes and the marijuana laws, that needs to be done with.
Well, but you also have black people who are dying, right, to cops for much lesser things.
Dare I
you have
say-
white people being arrested for massacres of people.
Dare I say
But this guy
Trayvon
goes
Martin
scotch-free.
was shot with Skittles in his hands because he was menacing. He looked menacing in a neighborhood that wasn't his.
Yeah, and you had, the black kid with a toy gun who was shot and killed.
Right.
Is that the Zimmerman case?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
Zimmerman.
And Zimmerman's still fine.
Dude,
Yeah,
that guy.
he's
I
fine.
heard on the police report, or not the police report. I heard people talking about this. Apparently, he had called the police because he thought this kid was acting suspicious in his car, kind of tailing the kid. And he was like, "What should I do? What should I do? Should I follow him?" They were like, "No, don't do that. Stay away." He's like, "I'm gonna follow him," and he just went anyhow. He fucking did it anyhow. At that point, that's when he became a piece of shit. If you want to be suspicious of someone, okay, that's fine. Be a paranoid fuck and call police. If you want to fucking chase them down in your car, that you're now a psychopath and you're in the wrong. But
And you're not Batman. You're not Dirty Harry. You're just a fucking whack ass dipshit, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, Trayvon Martin aside, because George Zimmerman was not a law enforcement officer, right? What I'm trying to get at here is it's hard to make the argument that we have a fair and just legal system and that there are not two very distinct legal systems for
There definitely
minorities
is, yeah.
versus white people, right?
there's a lot of shit that needs to be changed with it. But I would argue that of all the legal systems in the world, ours is probably quite a bit more up there. Yeah.
I don't know enough about other legal
I don't-
systems.
yeah, I don't
other
know.
than Saudi. I
Just
can tell you.
we're fucked regardless.
They're a little really fucked other places. Are you a woman? Okay, jail. They go.
But that's a whataboutism, right?
Right.
Our system is not dependent on other systems being fair or not fair.
Yeah,
What if
I mean
Rittenhouse was
it's
black. How would
it's-
this all have played out?
it's hard to say. Again, that's you're creating a scenario that
I can
is-
only say, Leroy, I assume different, right?
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that.
the
It would have been
my
one or
first
two
instinct
extremes.
would be different. Yeah. But
I don't know that he
who's
would
to
have
say?
made it alive out of that street.
Can I say the two extremes? I think it'd be. I
Sure.
think it'd be one of two things, and this I'm gonna go hard in both directions. The first thing, and this is the one I would expect a bit more, if Kyle Rittenhouse was a black man doing this, I think the chances are a lot higher that someone else in that crowd may have gotten quite a bit more aggressive with him. Some other armed person,
I
something,
think that's right.
and would have
Yeah.
attacked him.
Yeah.
That's one extreme end. I think that's the more likely one. Everyone's really gonna fucking hate this other one. This is the other extreme. We're going the other direction.
Ruin your personal life. Go ahead.
Because he was a black man there and defending himself, a trial may have happened, but it would have been a not guilty sentence way faster, because the alternative is saying this black man was not defending himself against these white people attacking him. Yes? There's your other extreme. Less likely. But I'm just saying, in a woke world.
I mean, that is an extreme. I don't see in any of the Doctor Strange's multiverses, you know, that's the how many scenarios did you see play out? 900,086,000. How many did that happen in?
I think I could go one extreme or the other. I don't think that'd be middle grounds. I think there'd be no middle grounds if Kyle Rittenhouse was black. Either the world would look at him one way or the world would look at him the other, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sam says
right.
the Photoshop is ready.
Oh, Sam, get out of here.
Send it to me.
That's been
Send it to me on Discord.
a good nearly hour of that one.
But wait, I want to read Leroy's last comment. I think it would have been on the news for a week and forgotten by the world in a week. Man, I hate to say it, but you're probably right. It's kind of gone that way a bit. However, there have been cases recently where that wasn't the case.
Right. I mean, you look at Trayvon Martin, right? Like that's been well remembered. Not that there haven't been a dozen, things that have just been in the news. Likely hundreds at a local level that haven't even been mentioned in the news. But I think this was one that took center stage because it was such a effect, right? Like these riots were happening because of Trayvon Martin and the injustice there.
It's the classic case of like,
right.
Here's clearly more, liberal left people doing this thing.
Yeah.
And here's a clear right-leaning person doing this thing, and they clash.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
tribalism.
like the epitome of our country happening right now.
Yeah. It's hard to find folks who are willing to divert and really analyze like their own opinion of a given situation and not just fall into their party line immediately.
Dude, that's what I've been doing with this whole fucking case. I've never agreed with right stuff, and now this is one of the few times I've been like, okay, dude, no, the left is kind of being a little fucking crazy with this one. Need to chill. That's where I've been this whole time.
Yeah.
Everything's broken.
We go to
and
something
we're all
more.
fucked.
Do what now?
Everything's broken and we're all fucked.
All right, we can go to a more or less confrontational topic if you'd like to. I guess. I gotta get another beer. If you do, I'll be right.
Yeah, I mean, we can take a minute, right? This has been almost an hour. We can take a minute. Get a beer. It's heavy, man. Is hot dog a sandwich? Richard asks.
I have wrestled with this personally.
I say no. Because the bread's connected.
How quick was that?
I would agree. I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich because of the connected bread.
Because of the connected bread. That's the characteristic. Otherwise, yeah. Right? It's just a weird meat shape between two buns.
Right.
Talking about hot dogs?
Yeah.
It's hot dog a sandwich.
Why the fuck are we talking about hot dogs? Who
Richard asked.
Richard. Fuck troll ass Richard. Don't acknowledge his bullshit. He's just trying to get y'all off track on something dumb.
Well, we're moving.
But no, it is not a sandwich.
We're transitioning topics here.
A sandwich has two pieces that enclose something.
That's absolutely correct.
This is rounded. This only has one exit. Can't be a sandwich.
Is cereal soup?
Yes. It is a bowl with liquid and some hard things, which is what I identify as soup. No.
I mean, so what's a bowl of water with ice cubes in it then? Is that water? What is that?
Water.
That's ice water soup.
It's not.
It's just water.
Water soup.
If it's in a bowl, and soup has to be hot. I say soup has to be.
I agree with that. Soup has to be hot.
So if it's like water in a bowl and if it's steaming water, fucking sure, add some salt. And you got water soup, but not. It can't have like ice and shit in it. That's not soup.
So now somebody has to microwave cereal and let us know how that goes.
That sounds so gross.
C.R. Smith says that there are lots of soups that are served cold.
Are there?
Let's see.
Like what soup?
Let's see.
I don't even
Cold
eat soup cold.
I don't know.
Cold soup recipes.
You gotta show me a.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, Leroy, you were awesome, dude. Gifting subs.
Oh,
for
thank
being
you.
here. Appreciate it, buddy.
Here we go. 9 cold
Uncultured.
soup recipes.
I am absolutely uncultured. That's absolutely
Tell me a
correct.
cold soup recipe. I don't believe this. This is bullshit.
All right, let's see. Let me go
Tell me
back up to
weird
the
shit.
top
Don't
here.
tell me like I can't even make something up. Like fucking banana raspberry with
goat cheese,
beef
raspberry
and
bullshit.
goat cheese. Yeah, I don't know. Some just
So there's chilled spring pea soup, chilled avocado soup, chilled peach soup,
sound better warm.
These
chilled
are like
Persian
just
yogurt
somebody
soup.
cooled down. That's all this is.
So if you let tomato soup get cold, it's no longer soup.
Yeah, it sucks ass at that point. I wouldn't eat it.
Well, you
still.
can have sucky soup, but it's still soup.
I guess it's still soup.
Don't act like that hurts you to say that.
It's just, I don't know. It just sounds gross. That's not. And you know what? You know who can help us out more than anything right now? The goddamn dictionary. What is soup? Simply just tell me.
Define soup, Webster.
A liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables, etc.
Typically.
in stock or water, or a substance or mixture perceived to resemble soup in appearance or consistency. So it sounds like you have to have a previous idea of what it is. The dictionary doesn't fucking know. The dictionary does not know what soup is.
Salival says ketchup is a smoothie.
That's not wrong.
It's a verb too. Increase the power or efficiency of an engine or other machine. I'm going to soup this up. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's a weird definition. This whole definition expects you already know what soup is. Soup is typically hot. So there you go. You're the weirdo if you're talking cold soups. You have to define it at that point. Otherwise, you're talking about hot shit.
All right. Hey, Troth.
Appreciate
Thank you for the prime sub, sir.
SpaghettiOs is that's a soup. That is a soup with little hot dogs and
it
shit
can be
too.
cold. It can be cold.
I think fucking it can be cold, but you have to identify that. Otherwise, we're not dictionary specific. It's not typical.
It's true.
We leave it for the
topic?
jury.
Soup?
For the jury to decide soup or not soup.
Richard successfully threw us off of what we were doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Good job, Richard.
hot dog's not a sandwich. Take that.
done it. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm a fucking
Hot
soup
dog's not
lawyer.
a sandwich.
Soup lawyer, bitch.
I studied in bird law. Our next topic is social media cancer.
Yes.
Yes. Moving on to the next one. What do we got?
Keep rolling.
Social media poisons some people. I've seen people calling each other like terminally online and shit lately. There's some people on Twitter that all they do is just look for when someone else is making responses, like someone they hate, and then they respond immediately. And that's just Twitter. Facebook's been doing it for a while. Fucking.
Did you guys see the Netflix special? Somebody in
Instagram?
chat can remind me of what the title was because I don't remember. But there was like a popular Netflix documentary for a minute that talked about like the algorithms that all go into social media,
I
and
don't
it
know
was
what the
really
fuck you're talking
good.
about. Like
I don't know.
algorithms, like
Somebody
how
in chat
someone
help
gets
me
fed
out.
the information they get. Like, what do you mean?
So a little background here. I have worked my entire career in social media.
Social media
I-
man.
He is the
I-
enemy.
I am the enemy. 100%. I worked for a now infamous local news company for a long time. I started my career in social media back in 2011, which is when these algorithms were first starting to be built. I learned a lot about them. I learned how to exploit them. I trained basically large companies on how to exploit them. And I've shifted my career since to still be in social media, but in driving it in a more responsible usage. The Social Dilemma. Thank you. Thank you, Zama and Atroth, for that. If you haven't watched it, it's actually really good. I watched it and I largely agreed with a lot of it. It's clearly quite biased in its presentation, but not necessarily inaccurate. Where the sum of it is these algorithms were originally designed to increase engagement on social platforms. So if you
stuff they like.
Potentially, not necessarily, engagement, right? So if we think back to 2010, 2011, Facebook's just starting to open up to the public. You don't have to have a college email address to sign up for the service. Twitter's starting to come online, and people are starting to join this, right? MySpace has built up, but is starting to fade out. This is starting to become more public, not just kids and teenagers and young 20s, but everybody's starting to join on, and businesses are starting to join. So there was a content problem early in social media's life cycle, where if you as a user signed up and it was completely unfiltered, right, you tended to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 400 friends and liked between 100 and 200 businesses. And though between those entities, right, you had 500 or 600 different connections, and those connections would post on average between them twice a day. So there was a content issue in the early 2010s, where if you logged in, there would be 1,200-ish potential pieces of content that could be served to you at any given time. And there was no way before the algorithms for you to know what was actually going to be relevant to you, what you wanted to see versus what you didn't want to see. It was all just chronologically based, right? Whatever the most recent post was is what would show up in your feed. So the algorithms were designed to bring the most relevant content forward and to hide the less relevant content. That was the initial intent of these algorithms. Now, the way that relevancy was determined was through engagement. So did you like? Did you comment? Did you share? Did you click on? These were the actions that began to be tracked. And as you engaged with certain content, that type of content or content from that entity would begin to be served to you more. And
wait, isn't that a good thing?
You would think. So content that you didn't engage with would be served to you less. Now, what happened over time and where the algorithms became bastardized is that engaging content wasn't necessarily content you liked, but content that more often than not was divisive, right? So it wasn't the things that you really loved that you were like, oh, that's... It wasn't like, oh, this is a cool puppy video, or yay, my friend got, married, or a job promotion. It was the thing about you're a Democrat. It was the thing about the Republicans that are doing this thing, and you're really pissed off about it, and you want to share your opinion about why you're pissed off about it. Or vaccine article that comes out. Yeah, vaccine article comes out, so you want to angrily
It's happening to all of our moms.
It's happening to everybody's mom. So what you engage with, you tend to engage with things that are divisive and stir a reaction from you more so than the things that are positive influences in your life generally, which is the same thing we see in mainstream news, right? It's the same reason we don't see good news, but we see breaking news all the time, is because news is driven by ratings. Ratings drive ad sales, because if you have more people watching your stuff, you can charge more for your ads. So because the human behavior is to watch car accidents and not puppies playing with each other, news is geared towards violent news, divisive news. Same thing in social media. Humans are trash. So humans like to find things that they want to argue with. They like to they like to click on things that make them angry, and then they like to feel that anger and then communicate that anger. So you engage more with those things, and that this divisiveness becomes self-fulfilling, right? We get pushed into our echo chambers to hear the things that we want to hear, and we become angry against the things that aren't within our ecosphere. So that's the technology and the science behind why social media is in the state that it's in.
And we've passed a point of no return, really, at this point. I believe there's no walking back the damage that's been done by creating those isolated ecosystems, essentially the tribalism that we talked about earlier. So once people have grasped onto an ideal, or they've latched it onto something, and I'll say this, there is nobody better on this earth at influencing narratives than Fox. There's no one better at it. There's a reason they're the #1 news channel in the country. They're fucking good at what they do. And so now you have the right essentially attached to religion. You have it goes hand in hand. Every single I'm going off a rant, but once you've attached that to something like that, and your personality is kind of wrapped in that, there's no. It's almost impossible to deprogram somebody that's, and it goes both ways, right? There are people that are balls deep into, CNN and leftist, shit that there is. Look on the other side, you got the Q whack jobs out there thinking that John F. Kennedy's gonna fucking come back from the dead and appoint Donald Trump king of kings. All this shit stems from social media, be it Facebook or in that particular case with Q, it's 8chan, I think is where that started. But 8chan. Yeah, we've crossed we've gone over the precipice, I think. And I honestly don't know. I've got no clue of how to, I don't know, turn the spigot off. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the internet is meant to connect people to who they want to be connected to, right? Like I agree. There's no undoing social media, right? For whatever algorithms we may nuke and destroy, the idea that people want to, humans are a social creature. We want to converge with like minds. We have a bias to put ourselves in an echo chamber.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So let's talk about solutions. Right now, there's no changing what's happening right now with creating those echo chambers of disinformation and whatnot. Should the government start regulating these private companies?
Not my First Amendment, brother. Hell no.
No, I want a real answer. Give me real answers.
For me, in short, no, because they don't have the intelligence to do so.
I was gonna say the government's dumb as fuck.
What other alternative is there? I mean, there's just keep letting echo chambers thrive, right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, even if algorithms get destroyed, right? Like, people are still gonna find their way to a centralized area of similar ideas. Reddit's a good example of that, right? There's not an algorithm there, other than sorting by best or hot or whatever.
Nope.
But if you go to a subreddit for a thing that you like, right, or that shares your ideals, r/conservative or r/liberal, right? You're going there to just talk with like-minded people. You're actively putting yourself in an echo chamber versus passively through an algorithm. The internet has connected us. That's not going away. And I don't think there's an amount, other than getting rid of the internet, I don't think regulation takes away our ability to be connected and to form the tribes that humans naturally want to form.
China has a system to deal with that, right? Social credit. Is that
Oh
right?
God.
Have you seen those memes? Those memes kill me, dude.
Have you seen the Black Mirror episode from years ago that predicted this?
I have.
Yeah.
There's this John Cena meme out there right now where he's eating ice cream and speaking Chinese, and people just put whatever subtitles they want at the bottom. And it's so fucking funny. Like someone's in an interview and they acknowledge Taiwan, and then like the John Cena meme comes on, he's speaking Chinese, be like, "You acknowledge this place. I'm going to have Xi, whatever the president's name is, call you now, and he's going to tell you your new score." And then it shows like a phone call coming from the president of China. It's so fucking stupid. I really want to show you. I'll show y'all later if I can find it.
I think Richard definitely has a point in chat. Just teaching kids how to think critically.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is a pretty big thing, and I think it's something that a lot of people love to say that they do right now. And obviously that's not the case, but it's also a little disheartening to now see. Of course, this is lunacy, but now there's talk about we need to burn these books that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Didn't we do that when we were pilgrims already? And you said the Lord's name in vain. 80 million lashes. That whole era.
Well, yeah, Fahrenheit 451. That is the premise of that book, which was later adapted into a show on HBO or a movie on HBO, I think.
Firefighters.
Yeah. I think thinking critically is, obviously, like the more we can teach to verify your information, right, and understand what a credible source is, not a Facebook video with a guy who says he's a respected doctor at the beginning of the Facebook video, but actually understand who he is. And like, so a really good for instance here is I've had a lot of back and forth with a good friend's wife who is a nurse, but is feels very strongly that ivermectin is a COVID therapy. It's always go check your research, go look it up yourself, right? Learn. She tells me go learn something.
Joe was pissed about that too.
Yeah, and like I've gone and done it. Right, I've looked at the scientific studies around it. I've looked at the meta studies.
You didn't look in the right place, brother.
You did?
Yeah, I did. And there was two. There was two meta studies, and one regular study that was done that showed ivermectin had a positive result. Those studies were thrown out because those two meta studies used the same single study as a source and overweighted it in their meta studies, and in the single source that said ivermectin had a positive result, the publishing entity of the study threw the study out before it ever got approved and peer reviewed. Yet these meta studies used that, and it was thrown out because the data was biased, the methodology was poor, the selection of the individuals that participated in the study was poor, all sorts of reasons. But the publishing study said, we're throwing this out, we're recalling the study. Yet these two meta studies cited it and overweighted it in their results and said, we did a meta study and ivermectin's fine. But all of the viral videos that you see,
were those studies done by horses?
They were not.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
they were done in Egypt. But all the viral videos that these people who proclaim ivermectin as a drug that's being suppressed, it's just a cheap thing, which ivermectin is an anti shit.
You talking about
parasitic?
Dewormer.
It's an anti-parasitic, right? COVID is a virus. There's zero reason why this would work. But anyway, beyond that, I won't get into that. But all the viral videos that these pro ivermectin people cite are these meta studies. It's the same two. It's et al. Bryant and et al. Something else. I forget the other one. Hill, I think, is the other one. Where the singular study is et al. It starts with an E. It's an Egyptian guy. It's based out of there. But all of them, you can't find a pro-ivermectin argument that doesn't cite these recalled sources. And I present
How do
that
you end up with
evidence
these fuckers preaching it then? Like, how does that even happen then?
because they see a video on Facebook that says, I am a highly regarded doctor. I have been in this field for 20 years. And there are these studies I have seen, and it proves with data, right? It's conviction, it's passion, and it has a veneer of credibility because they say they're credible, but no one does the fact checking behind that.
Let me ask you this. This. Can ivermectin help with COVID at all based on what you looked up? What do you think?
No. So the from all the results, other than the ones that were recalled, it's inconclusive to absolutely not.
So let me follow up with that. How to follow up to that. So I'll use Joe Rogan again as an example. So Joe Rogan gets COVID. He says he takes ivermectin for it. His COVID's gone in a few days. His immune system may have dealt with it. Ivermectin may have done nothing. I don't know. But now you have this insanely popular influencer that did this and got better. And now he's telling his public, hey, this is what I did. And I mean,
So Joe Rogan's case, there's two things that can happen, right? So one, Joe Rogan took way more than ivermectin, and he said as much. He took every possible therapy that's been tried. He took the monoclonal treatment. He took ivermectin. He took a couple other things. He threw the fucking kitchen sink at it.
Everything.
Which is funny enough because he was one of the guys that was saying my natural immune system is strong enough to fight this.
God damn it, you beat me to it.
As soon as he
My
got
immune
COVID,
system.
as soon as he got COVID, he threw everything at it. Now,
And you're also talking about somebody who has the means to access all of those other treatments as well, which if I get COVID, my ass is just going to be on the couch in there for a week and a half. Yeah.
So on the other side of that, right? Like, COVID's nothing to fuck with. A 97 whatever percent survival rate on it. 3%'s a shit ton when you're talking about the scope of 300 million people in America. Right. But at an individual level, right, you have very good chances of coming out on the other side if you are, a not at-risk individual.
But your mileage may vary.
Right, your mileage may vary. I had a timeline to these things, right? Like, Joe Rogan gets COVID. He's a relatively healthy dude. He's fit. He works out. He gets sick. He's gonna get better. Whether we can never know if medicine helped him or not. Good chance Joe Rogan was gonna get sick 4 or 5 days. It turn around and him get better. That he had ivermectin on day 4 or 5. That he was gonna get better anyway. We can never prove that negative.
Yep. Which in the contrast, I had a coworker 3 weeks ago, a month ago, tested positive for COVID. He was at work 1 week and died over the weekend.
Oh shit! A coworker?
Yeah, but was not what you would call someone who would be at the pinnacle of health, right? So
was he fat or smoked and shit?
I don't want to go in necessarily into all of that, but he just,
that's so fucked.
Yeah, I mean, he was there and he was gone, right? And that's the opposite end of the spectrum with somebody who doesn't make it their life's work to be as fit as they possibly can and consume as much alpha brain as they possibly can, and then have millions of dollars to throw the kitchen sink. Sponsor us, Alpha Brain. I'll take it.
I'll take it. Okay.
But don't have the resources to throw the kitchen sink at it, right? So, I have a love-hate relationship with Joe Rogan. I think he's funny a lot of times. I loved his stand up and everything. And there's been numerous podcasts that he's done that I've very much enjoyed. But yes, that's a dangerous line to walk on, because comparing him having COVID to me or you having COVID, not the same thing.
That's extremely true. I ain't got that kind of money. It's just grab every medication I possibly can and just go to town.
Monoclonal antibodies. That's it. That was the other big thing.
Yeah, I've heard that's good as well. My in-laws got that when they had COVID, and I won't say it seemed to be like a miracle drug or anything. Like, it didn't turn them around immediately, but they made it on the other side of it. And similar thing, right? They're not they're at-risk individuals, 100%.
Just to make our position clear, so are y'all for vaccines?
I am very for vaccine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Absolutely, me too. Have y'all gotten the boosters yet?
I have not.
Today, it was just announced that all adult Americans are approved to go get boosters.
That's right. That's what I was about to say.
Dope.
You already know about it.
Yeah. Yep. Then I'm a be there.
So actually, what I want to
Big Bird got it. I mean, he's a communist, but Big Bird got it.
Big Bird's communist.
Wait, who?
You didn't hear Big Bird's a communist, dude?
Big
Bird tweeted out that he got the shot, and it wasn't so bad, but
it pissed off a bunch of deep right people. I know.
Not even the deep right.
Leroy, I'm actually kind of in your camp. So I have two young kids. I have a 1-year-old and one who's about to turn 4. And I am unsure if I will get them vaccinated for this. Now, they're on the normal vaccination schedule for everything else, right? They've gotten their shots at 3 months and 6 months and a year and 2 years. I've got zero problem with the common vaccine schedule. I don't know if this becomes available under 5, if I will get them vaccinated for this. I don't know that yet.
It's tough call, man.
It's tough. I just don't know yet. I'd like, and they're in trial phases. Actually, a neighbor of ours who's a good friend, she has a kid who's 4, and she's putting him in a trial phase. Her son's gonna get it. Which one person is not a data point to build a perspective on. But it's interesting, right? And I'm thinking through that myself as a parent. For the boosters, what I'm kind of interested in, and I don't know if this is a legitimate scientific question or not, is if it's more potent, I guess is the right word, but does it offer more protection to get the same vaccine for a third time, or to mix it up and to get a different vaccine?
Right? I don't think they need to boost something. Side note, Moose, high five, no kids, okay? We don't have to make deep decisions like that. Digital high five. Bam.
Got it. Bam. For now, at least.
Red. I'm sorry, Red.
I mean, it's tough, man.
We started talking about COVID. That wasn't even a thing we're supposed to talk about tonight.
Social media was the thing we're talking about, but that's fine, right? This is all part of it.
Basically all social media is right now.
Right.
It's Kyle Rittenhouse and COVID.
I mean,
Kyle Rittenhouse, COVID, and either Sleepy Joe or Orange Donald.
Yeah, he's down right now. He has the lady in command right now, right?
Oh, I think he's back.
Oh, he's back now?
I think he's back. It was just while he was under. Yeah, he did wake up. So the plot to instate Nancy Pelosi as our fucking new president has not come to fruition. I'm sorry, Q. I'm sure you can find another way to move the goalposts a little further.
When I saw the CNN push notification on my phone that Biden was going under anesthesia for a colonoscopy, I sent it to my close real life friends here locally. They're largely far right. So I sent them a screenshot of that and said, "Hey, I want a hot take from you guys on what you think about Kamala being the first female president in power while Biden gets his ass explored."
Goddamn.
And the immediate first response I got back was, it's a ploy for Biden to not make it out, so she can be president. Like, okay, I was trying to have a little fun with this, but all right. And then I had a very unusual situation this afternoon where I had a mobile notary come over. I was signing papers to refinance my house, and the first thing she did when she sat down was ask me about my opinion about Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, and then it went on to discuss, you know, Biden going under anesthesia, and then how it was to build a narrative, right? It wasn't supposed to all happen today, but this will go to build a narrative of Biden's declining health that will push Kamala into the presidential seat, and then Nancy Pelosi will become vice president. And yeah, it was this whole thing. I was like, this is wild.
It's how we establish dominance, baby.
I'm literally just trying to sign some papers.
And this
lady is going deep at my kitchen table.
So I'm in people's homes, multiple homes every day, and I don't necessarily have a specific story I'm going here, but just know that the average opinion of the people who live here is ranges anywhere from "that's a little weird" to "you are fucking insane and I feel like I need to leave this house for my own safety."
That's our town. I already know. We live in one of those places where they go hard right, and they, you know, QAnon is alive and well and all that stuff. So yeah.
Well, you know, Q is splintered now. There's multiple splinter groups of Q.
There's splinter factions.
Yeah. So when all the pedophiles and traitors of the country were not rounded up and executed on live television, that was a splinter. I believe as of the beginning of this week, there were still people waiting at the spot where they were saying that John Kennedy was going to come back, because that's all they have, I guess, to hold on to. Yeah,
that's fucking weird.
And so that's another sect of it. So you've got all of these now smaller groups of Q nuts. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it'll just fuck off, dude. I'm so mentally exhausted from all this shit.
You probably get to hear stories like every other day too.
It's not every other day. It's every day.
Every day.
It's every day. And they'll ask me my opinion, and I'm just like, no.
I can't.
Mm-mm.
I can't.
No. And especially, like, you know, we have to wear masks when we go into clients' house. And honestly, if they didn't make us, I probably would still anyway, right now. But so many times, like, oh, you don't have to wear that in here, man. That's they say that it's more dangerous to wear a mask because you're recycling all the carbon dioxide that you exhale inside the mask. Well, I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, we have to wear them. I appreciate it.
It's just regulation. Sorry.
Just doing my job. Should I? Do you want me to set up your Roku or no? Should I leave?
Hey, Atroth brought up something controversial that I wanna ask about.
We can get into that in the next topic. I mean, we can jump to the next topic. I think we all agree social media sucks.
Social media is cancer. It all sucks.
Cancer.
It's unanimous.
Yeah, next topic.
Guilty.
All right, next topic is the Activision stuff going on this week.
Kotick.
Bobby Kotick. So
I'm getting a refill. Can I get a refill real quick?
Go get a refill. I'll give the quick synopsis.
Can you? Well, I might need the synopsis too. Can you keep everybody captivated for like? Do we have a story?
Somebody give us a lightning round topic.
Somebody have a story to tell. I'll be right back.
Somebody give us a lightning round topic for me and Jamie.
Atroth gave one. He talked about McCree renamed.
No, we're gonna talk about Activision. That can be wrapped up in all that.
Wait, that's part of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Blizzard, Activision. I don't know. I never saw. Those two companies kind of never clicked for me, you know. Even though when Activision got involved, Blizzard kind of started sucking shit, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, J. Allen Brack was an Activision guy who went to Blizzard to lead it, and then, you know, all the Blizzard people left.
No, Rick Ross, I'm not fucking QAnon. However, all this bad Activision news and Blizzard shit is just gold music to my ears, because all that shit's bad and we're about to go into it. But you know what it did that I love more than anything else? It got you fuckers off World of Warcraft finally.
On the Final Fantasy.
That game sucks. Come to Final Fantasy, way fucking better.
Cat Boys.
We're talking about Endwalker and shit. Hell yeah.
Cat Boys are where it's at.
Bakamus is in chat right now. She's one of those fucking, what's it called?
She said FF Train toot toot.
She was like a little mouse with the Pied Piper, just followed the Wild Train forever, and now she's finally on the real game.
She's out there stripping for Gil.
No, she's a fucking Lalafell right now, and it irks me so much.
That sounds like
red and blue Lalafell. No,
yeah.
The Lalafell is it looks like a tiny little potato with eyes and ears and stuff. It's just one of those. It's one of those races like, oh look, it's so cute, but I can't.
Venom said Lalafell for life.
Yeah, of course he's one of them too. There's 3 of those fuckers.
Him said went to the nude club. No one had clothes on.
I don't. And how do you feel about that? If anyone out there knows what a Lalafell is, I mean, then
Lalafell said they get a lot of attention as a Lalafell.
That's just because they look cute and adorable. That's
I think you're underplaying the sexuality. Cool. I think you're underplaying the sexuality of a Lalafell.
They look like little fucking children. It can't be sexual. That makes it super weird.
I agree.
Right now. I can't. But you know what? I'm not a racist. So be Lalafell if you'd like to.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think.
I agree. So we'll do a hot take on this. I agree. Leroy, Final Fantasy VII Remake was fucking fantastic.
That's not controversial. What are you talking about?
I mean, if you're a purist, did it? You know, I don't know if that offended you.
If any dipshit got offended at that remake, then I invite them to talk with me at any fucking point in the future. That is a psycho. Hey, what's up, Moose?
Hi.
You got a drink? You good?
You got something to say?
We're just Leroy had said the Final Fantasy VII Remake was good, and yeah.
Anyone who disagrees is a psychopath, and we need to have words.
But I feel like there's purists who have not been happy with that.
And it's probably fucking 70-year-old men in their underwear right now.
Weebs.
No one.
Maybe.
Ain't no purist out there. If you make something awesome out of something that was already awesome, then everyone thinks it's awesome. There's no discussion there.
I had to bargain with the dog gods to get them to come back inside. That's what it took me a little longer. I had to offer peanut butter treats.
Ooh.
That gets them inside? My dogs ignore me when I say treat now. I have to squat
that
down
gets
and get on
them
their level.
to do anything.
Doug Mamu?
Sucker training my dogs. I don't know. All right, what are we talking about? We're talking about Kotick. Bobby Kotick.
Activision, obviously, unless you've been under a rock, has been under the gun for weeks, months at this point, I think, for lots of sexual harassment allegations, just a lot of mistreatment of employees, especially female employees, that have come to light that seem to have been buried for a long time, and it's just been a very toxic culture there. So obviously a lot of this came out in a lawsuit that again happened a few months ago. There's a particularly egregious event with a company offsite. I'm not gonna recite that context here because it's just that bad. This week, the update is that it appears Bobby Kotick was quite aware of a lot of these situations, including alleged rapes that happened while Blizzard was under the Activision banner, and just did nothing about it. In parallel, another event going on where the female half of the Blizzard co-leaders that were announced shortly after a lot of the lawsuit stuff came to light, where one woman and one man were announced to co-lead Blizzard. The woman half of those co-leaders has left the company after just a couple months of being there, where her public her public statements when she left was that she felt Blizzard was working on it and she had hoped that there was going to be a better path forward, very positive. Private emails came out this week where she had emailed HR and the legal team at Blizzard stating she felt that Blizzard would never turn around, that there would be no equality there. And this came shortly after she found that she was being underpaid compared to her male counterpart
for the same job.
And she had asked to be paid evenly. She was ignored. And not until she said she was putting in her resignation was it offered to her that they would equal up their pay.
Okay, I got a devil's advocate a little bit about that part, because I think I heard of that. How long was she in this position?
They were both in that position for the same amount of time.
Exact same amount.
Yeah,
both
they created that position at the same time.
What was their positions before?
He did have a slightly bigger role in the previous position. He was head of Blizzard Online and something else. And she had a smaller role in the company before coming into the co-leader role.
I would argue that could justify a difference in pay. I can't tell you how much. I don't know. I can't argue that.
I don't know the specifics enough to say that, but you would think for a company going through this, they would just not look at those nuances and say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and do the obvious thing
I'll
here.
I'll agree with that. If they're changing portraits of women into bananas and shit in their in-game shit, then yeah, they should probably be looking at all angles of what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's funny because I'm still subscribed to the WoW subreddit, and somebody there was a meme or something where somebody posted of, did you guys see that the painting was changed from a woman to a banana? WoW is finally fixed. It's fun again. And it's these things are inconsequential. Yeah,
we did it.
But yeah, so with Bobby Kotick having apparently been aware of these things and doing nothing, employees have staged stakeouts at the Blizzard campus, I think at the Activision headquarters in Florida as well, and have demanded for Bobby Kotick's resignation. The board has said they will stand by Bobby Kotick in the CEO position.
Dude, that's they're fucking done, right? There's no way they can survive like that, except with a small crowd that could give less of a fuck. Yeah? Or is it a huge crowd that give less of a fuck and a small crowd that's upset?
About 100 people were in these walkouts.
Yep. Do you know how many employees they actually have?
Easy to find.
I mean, that's a vague. I don't know.
It's several thousand.
So they're in one of those positions where unless there is some sort of massive organized strike, organized walkout, right? Unless there's something done en masse that directly affects not only their image from a PR standpoint, but also their bottom line, nothing will change. Anything that they're doing is 100% surface level. It is vanity. It is, any tears that are being shed by people who are in upper...
You mean outside of game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean outside of game?
Because the whole reason they were doing things like removing that slash, I think it's the /spit emote, and the changing the
I'm talking about outside of game.
Lewd women to
I'm talking about the employees of Blizzard, Activision Blizzard. Right?
Some of the employees or developers are the ones who wanted those in-game changes. That's why I was bringing that up.
Right, but again, that is a vocal minority. That is not anything like. Yeah, they're gonna have to weather bad PR for a few weeks, and then the next big thing comes along, and everybody moves on. Right. So all of these changes that they're doing, they are surface level. The tears that are being shed are crocodile tears. There's nothing of any real substance being done. And again, unless there's massive walkouts or a mass exile of people from playing their games, which there won't be. It's a lot of their games are too popular, and there are not, most people, I would say, are not invested enough in what is going on behind, the company's doors to really have it affect whether or not they enjoy their Warzone session. They just want to teabag the other team and get the chicken or whatever, right?
Teabag and get the chicken. That's I think you could buy like 3 games there.
It's
Yeah,
all the fucking same.
Yeah, and it's so like from a company and product perspective, we're talking about this in the chat a little bit of like, what does Blizzard really have to like Activision really have to offer right now? You know, other than a new Call of Duty every 6 months, not even a year, right? And then Blizzard's not going to produce anything new for at least another year or so. Overwatch 2's delayed, Diablo 4's delayed. HOTS has stopped development. Overwatch Classic has stopped development. WoW is just bleeding out.
I'd say WoW stopped development like 2.5, 3 years ago.
I just released a new transmog you can buy. Did you see it? It actually looks really cool.
Well, you have, Ion on WoW coming out.
You talking about the robes?
Like the little
go
ahead.
Ball that spins around. Go ahead, Redline. Because I have something I wanna say about that transmog. But go ahead.
Well, I was gonna 915, right? So Ian Hazzikostas did an interview prior to the 915 release, basically saying, yeah, everyone who gave feedback in alpha and beta were right. These systems suck. They're not fun. We're gonna, make some changes to them to make them more accessible, and we're gonna listen to feedback better. But we've heard that last 3 expansions, right? That we're gonna listen to feedback this time.
We're in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
I'll do better, babe. I promise.
I'm done. Yeah, I think all of us have been there for every launch of every expansion, since original WoW.
Fun at first, and then once you have to dive into the systems, it's bullshit.
And then for me, I don't give a shit about the next expansion. Just at a game level, like regardless of the Activision Blizzard PR and all of that, the issues they're going through now, like just at a product level, Blizzard Activision is putting out nothing in terms of like volume of stuff, and the little that's dripping out of their very minimal pipeline is shit.
Yeah,
it's just like there's just nothing that company has going for it right now.
And to add, that fucking transmog that probably was drawn up originally as a class's tier set, they said, wow, you know what, that looks really good.
Real good.
What, I bet people would pay for that. Put it on the store, have Mark draw up another fucking mage set and slap it on there. I mean, you saw the tier set artwork compared to the implementation in game, and I know there's always a discrepancy, right? A hand-drawn thing is gonna look different, but I mean, what's a comparison here? I don't fucking know. It looks like shit.
The new robes?
No, the robes we're talking
tier
about
set looks like shit.
Yes, all the tier sets looks like shit in game.
Really
the artwork, fantastic. In game, garbage.
And tier sets are the one thing that they have to nail.
Yeah,
that is the shiny carrot on the stick for every WoW player, and they have been garbage for expansions.
I mean, you think back to, the tier 1, the tier 2 sets, right? Every class had a very unique, individual, iconic look that when you obtained that was your class identity. And if you had that full set, dude,
ballin'.
Dude.
I yelled with happiness when I got my shoulders of might when I was a Night Elf Warrior a long time ago. And I was
scared the whole outfit off.
I was scared I wasn't muted on Ventrilo. So I think I may, and I came back all calm. Oh, awesome. I got the shoulder. I don't think anyone heard me though.
So that is gone, right? That character, that class identity is gone now, and it's been replaced with this very drab, no thought put into it whatsoever outfit.
They went
Reach
with a similar
class.
design for the Eternal whatever dudes. I forget what the main hub there is called, but they're all like, you all represent this one place, so you all look kind of similar with the outfits. They went that path as opposed to, hey, you're a demon hunter. Hey, you're a warlock. Here's your. It's like you said, there's no class representation there. But that's getting in the weeds. I want to go back to WoW sucks now. Fuck it. I like that book.
All
I'm
right.
gonna keep writing it.
Okay.
But
I have a video related to this too, if y'all want to watch it.
The crux of what we're talking about, though, these other things are just symptoms of the larger issue of a poorly run company that, from a moral standpoint, has none at this point. At least not that I can see. And doesn't care about the players, doesn't care about anything except, what their revenue looks like year over year.
Yeah, and from an operational standpoint, like it's you can't make the people who have built this toxic culture become better people, right? The only option is to get them out of the company.
Drain the swamp.
Which requires leadership who's willing to do that, which clearly that's not there, right? You have a board protecting Bobby. You have Bobby who knew about everything. You have the co-leader of Blizzard who apparently sexually harassed the other co-leader, according to her. Like that's clearly not getting rooted out.
Christ.
But even if you could root it out, right? That's at least half the company. And there's just not the talent pool to replace that, right? Blizzard's only options, if you were to fix it, would be to completely just grind down to the smallest version of Blizzard that it could be and focus on Diablo 4 and maybe one other title and then rebuild over time.
Wow.
Yeah, eventually,
Gotta ban
but
him
I don't know that they'd have the resources to honestly work on that. If you were to,
right?
well, they have money, but I'm saying to like, if you were to rip out all the toxic people from that company,
Not happening.
you couldn't, not with the current version of Blizzard. So yeah, and so the point I was making about them not producing anything right now is it's wild to me that the board would stand behind Bobby because what has he done?
I mean, it's money, right? I mean, I'm sure they're making a nice, sweet whatever they're making.
It's
right now.
microtransaction stuff, right? It's largely Call of Duty microtransaction, and funny enough, King still of Candy Crush fame,
Yeah,
still chunking money into their pipeline. But Blizzard's been not profitable for a long time.
Blizzard themselves, are you excluding the Activision portion?
Yeah, Blizzard as a studio
Their
under
IP.
the Activision umbrella. You're right.
I saw that chart a while ago. Apparently, even World of Warcraft at like its peak pales in comparison to what Call of Duty brings in.
Yeah,
Like it's insane.
and requires way more development.
right.
Yep.
There's way more resources working on Blizzard titles than there are on Call of Duty stuff because it's simple repeat and recycle process with Call of Duty. Slap some new art on it, write a new story, call it a day.
And
right? Where WoW has to create whole new worlds.
until, like I said at the beginning, until the employees are willing to, as a whole, or at least as a very large majority, essentially walk out, go on strike for better work conditions or whatever, nothing will change, because like Matt said, the leadership that's in place is not one that's prepared to or capable of making the changes that need to be made to make that difference in culture. And it sucks because it really is one of the they're in a unique position as opposed to like a lot of other workers at least in the U.S., like fast food and all that stuff, who, or like with John Deere, who went on strike. I think there were 10,000 people that went on strike for John Deere, and they ended up getting, way better, a much better contract after successfully doing that. But in a situation like Blizzard, that's not apples to apples. It's you're talking about something that's a creative. You're not manufacturing anything necessarily, but to Matt's point, they're not making anything. They're not putting anything new out. So even if that did happen, they would be able to replace those people probably pretty easily, and probably for a fraction of what they're paying the current people, because there are so many Blizzard stands out there. But B, they might not even need to. They're not doing shit.
I mean, it really sucks that they've gone down this path. I mean, I would argue that we kind of grew up with World of Warcraft.
100%.
I skipped school the day WoW came out, hanging out over at, I don't know if he's still in chat, Mr. Venom's house with Moose as well. Day fucking one, making Tarns in that crowded, tiny little Mulgore area.
And we
I'll
lagged
never
everywhere.
forget that.
We lagged everywhere.
We did. It was pretty fucking bad. And we were trying, I forget what they're even called, but those little bird things, like it was a war to tag anything or get anything. It took forever to get out of there. But I could tell a million stories of all the shit that's happened to us on World of Warcraft. And it sucks.
You don't have those stories being created anymore either. The game is so bland and ironically, the game is so vanilla now. It's nothing like vanilla WoW.
Yeah. I just had the Facebook memory pop up a couple of days ago of hitting server first level 60 or level 80.
I still can't believe you fucking did
Nerd.
That's just not something I expect you to do. I would never imagine you busting your ass to do that.
Did it.
And you fucking did do it. But
all that aside, I didn't know him yet, but now I'm like, I know that. Yeah. I know I'm friends with him.
and I got to go to Blizzard campus and tell Blizzard employees that I did it.
Ultimate throwing your dick on the table right there, bro.
Yeah.
All that aside, it at least makes me content that with how old I am now and all the MMO stuff I've been through, there's a beautiful safe haven out there just known as Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh God, here we go.
It's just glorious and always. Toxicity, gone. Non-existent. Extremely limited if you see it. Environment, so many things to do, so many places to go. Graphics, amazing. Still PS3 a lot of the times, but growing and getting better. But none of that, unless we can talk afterwards.
You can pay for it.
Just it's just so delicious.
I should have had
I'm so happy to have Final Fantasy 14
OBS background ready for that. I'll have it ready next time.
Yeah.
Prepare it, please.
Nude mods. 4Play says nude mods.
I'm not saying. I didn't say anything about that. You brought that up. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So we're gonna talk about Endwalker in a couple weeks. We're gonna do a special episode on a Thursday night, prior to Endwalker's release on December 3rd, and
My birthday.
Jamie's gonna wax poetic all about it.
Did y'all know that?
On the 3rd or the 2nd?
Endwalker comes out on my birthday.
You know how that happened?
I asked special permission.
I asked.
Did you ask?
I literally went and emailed Japan.
Give me the fucking creator's name, you bastard.
No, I emailed all of Japan.
Ironically, my dad was talking about it, that he got your email because he is the owner of Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Your dad works at Final Fantasy?
He's the boss of Final Fantasy.
He's the owner. Yeah.
So me and Matt actually, we were trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And surprise
Happy
you
birthday.
with it, but I guess the cat's out of the bag.
Happy birthday.
Well, I look great. I greatly look forward to it. I wish I had 2 more friends who joined me sometime.
If I could ever log in and make a character on the world I want to make a character
now.
on.
If you wait, you'll never be able to. You need to try now, or you're gonna run out of time. Now's the only chance.
I'll try.
Right,
I will try.
Yeah, and what about you? What about you, Captain Whiskey?
I'll think about it.
Okay, I'll take that
Yeah,
for now. We'll
so-
discuss it later.
Yeah, we can discuss it later, but I feel like I don't have the time that I used to.
I don't have the time, I
for
know it.
MMOs.
I'm gonna light $60 on fire to buy in Walker and never do anything with it.
To-
Y'all don't have to actually do
actively-
stuff. We can just go to clubs together, just hang out. We'll go party, okay? We'll
But see,
drink in-game and out of
but
game.
if I'm in game, that's not what I'm going to want to do.
You want to get strong, powerful,
I do. I want to be.
and then
powerful,
party at the club.
I guess. What do
Actually,
we do at the
Bakamus
club?
and Sal are the two to talk about that. They go to clubs and they're streaming like straight up live DJs and shit and just partying and doing all sorts of shit. It's kind of crazy. It's like it reminds me of a game called Second Life, which I've only
Travis
played
Scott do
once.
shows there.
No, he can't. He can't anymore. He's in
not
trouble
anymore.
now.
Yeah, he's in big trouble.
Oh, did
He
he
got
do
removed from
something?
Fortnite.
Did something happen with Travis Scott?
Do you not know?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think he. I think
I was gonna say. How's the Gunblade class? That's where I'm interested.
Gunbreaker.
Gunbreaker.
They are a tank. They have the coolest swish noises of all the
I'm in.
sword swishes. Theirs is the swishiest. It sounds like you're swinging a heavy fucking blade. So they're
Kim's
pretty cool.
Gunbreaker. I'm not buying this game anymore.
ruin this ring, Bakamus. Don't tell it.
Wow.
You-
Shut the fuck up.
I'm out.
No, Reaper and Sage are about to come out. I'm gonna wield a scythe. I'm gonna be the biggest edgelord I could ever be.
Yeah, I'm not into those. I synced them.
I shop at Hot Topic and Spencer's. Okay, this is the best. This shirt.
Look at it.
Represent
Look at it.
darkness.
How old is that shirt?
I wore this shirt when I went on a cruise ship with my dad, like fucking 7 years ago, dude. I've had this shirt forever.
Dude. Damn.
So speaking of video games, our
Uh-huh.
next gen consoles, the PS5, the Xbox Series X and S, are they worth it?
I stopped following consoles when the fucking PS4 come out, dude. I don't know. They've caught up to PCs, I can tell you that.
Do you have?
And
any
that's the only way you're
next-gen
gonna get an NVIDIA card now is by buying a fucking console. So maybe they're better now.
Do you have any next gen consoles?
No, I had I don't know, what was that? A fucking PS4 and it broke. Well, it's not broken. I just don't look at it, and Bakamus tells me that it's broken every time. So it's probably not broken. It's probably just has to do something to it. But
The user error for sure.
I get
They're
guilt
probably
tripped constantly for mine.
Because you have it and never play it.
Yes, and I didn't even ask for it. So my wife.
Did you win it?
No, my wife, my lovely wife, whom is my moon and my stars, who can do no wrong, asked me if I wanted a PS5. I was like, it'd be cool, but I don't like need it. Like, don't go like camp out somewhere, do like crazy shit for it. So what does she proceed to do? She goes on a month-long war campaign to get this PS5. Relentless, brutal. If this was a battlefield, she was the captain, she was the commander, she was the general. She had swords for arms and guns for legs. And she somehow got a PS5 for me. And
That power could have been spent so many better places.
it's sitting in my living room. I think I've played it like 4 times. A couple times with her. We did Overcooked. I played.
You guys did Overcooked?
Yeah, enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
I played the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which was fantastic. But outside of that, like, that's it. That's it.
I told you to play Returnal.
I know. So here's the other part, right? So I'm in a lose-lose situation because we've got a brand new 77-inch LG OLED on the wall in there, fucking beautiful. It is a gaming TV made for it. Not made for it, but it is one of the best gaming TVs you can get.
Yep.
But that's also our main TV and the one that Kira watches every day. So if I go in and take over it, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole because I've now deprived entertainment from the rest of the house, essentially. So I feel she doesn't call. I call myself an out. I just feel like an asshole. Right. Thank you, dog. So I just, since there's really not much out for it in terms of exclusives right now, and I can play just about anything else on my PC, and I don't have to take over the only other source of entertainment really in our house, it makes sense for me to do most of my gaming in here. But that does not stop my moon and my stars, my swords for arms and guns for legs commander loving wife from absolutely shitting all over me for not playing it.
Guns for legs and
And
swords
legs.
for arms.
She
That's
dude,
dangerous.
she was just cartwheeling through the battlefield. Modern, no, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. No.
This is tremendously off topic, but when you started talking about her, I immediately just thought of
General
our
Kenobi.
D&D. No, our D&D campaign. We arrived in like some desolate town that's been destroyed, and then we go to the main capital, and there's refugees and stuff, and everyone's panicking, and there's high stress everywhere, and she's just like, "Are there med kits? Free med kits anywhere? Let me get some med kits." You get med kit
She
for
was trying
free
to
for
help.
me?
She was trying to help the people.
Yeah, I know, but she was doing it the wrong way, and it made me cringe. And I hope she's not watching.
Just because I see it in the chat, there's a couple of messages about God of War. Yeah, the 2018 PS4 God of War, probably my top game of a long time, and very much looking forward to God of War Ragnarok on the PS5.
Yeah, she can find another TV to watch when that comes out.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I have a PS5. I don't have an Xbox Series X. Largely because I think Xbox Game Pass is an incredible service, and most of those games are available on PC. So, they're getting my $15 a month in lieu of the $400 for, hardware.
You don't have PS5 or whatever, right?
I have a PS5.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a PS5, which I got from
Did you get a
GameStop.
38
Everybody
as
should
well?
do all their shopping from GameStop. No, I have a 2080 Ti.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the one that lucked out on the graphics card.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had a 2080 Ti when I built this in 2019 in anticipation of Cyberpunk, because I wanted to play it in maxed out settings, and then the 2080 handled Cyberpunk, and then Cyberpunk ended up not being good anyway. So there's no games that push me past the need of a 2080 Ti right now. But beyond that,
Leroy, don't get him started on that. Don't look at chat, Matt. Look away.
Look at chat, Matt. Look at chat. Tell him.
Don't look at.
GameStop has made me money, and not financial advice. You want to get in
Right now? Did you say right now?
warning. So GameStop shot up $30 today. It went up from 208 to 230. I anticipate more price action next week.
It's not enough. We got to go big or go home, dude. Get them cryptos that are worth like 0.00005
I bought
cents.
some loop ring earlier in the week at like 210, and it went up to like 280, 290 today.
Pick your NFT. Hope that goes up in value.
No, not artwork NFTs. Those are trash. But
I'm buying
real
into that
NFTs would be a
tungsten
thing.
cube so I can go touch it once a year.
So anyway, I'm not gonna get on the GameStop rant. We're gonna talk about GameStop, I think, next week.
Dude, I haven't kept up to date with my consoles at all. Like, PC is
Yeah.
all I've got, and I'm still using a 1080 Ti because, fuck me trying to get a graphics card without paying double the price right now.
Yeah,
I might just do it soon. That might be the norm. I heard chip shortages are going to go on for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, everybody said the chip shortage isn't going away, at least for a year. Nvidia said, right, it's going to be a year before there's hope for any improvement. Tesla is shipping out cars where they don't have functional charging pads or USB ports
You can't do that.
because they don't have the chips. So they're selling the cars and telling the people they're selling them to, hey, this stuff doesn't work. When we get chips in, bring the car back and we'll install them.
Put it in. Yeah.
That's fucking weird, though. Like, that when they get them in, they'll install that shit.
I mean,
so you
what
just
are you
own the
gonna
Tesla
do?
till then?
Yeah.
Not sell cars?
Right,
Do you get a
yeah.
discount on the Tesla at least?
No,
Like,
no.
Because you can't fucking use it. What's the point?
Well, to be
They'll
fair,
sell to somebody else.
That's dumb.
to be fair,
Everybody likes Letterkenny, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I have used the USB ports in my Tesla like 6 times total in a year.
Yeah. The charging
charge
pad's
it.
important.
Yeah, that's the part I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, the wireless charging pad I do use every day. I don't. It's never been to a point where it's like, oh shit,
I'm gonna die without it.
This is my phone's gonna explode. But I also am not a freak with my phone, and I usually have plenty of battery when I get home at the end of the day anyway. So
You can still charge it without all that shit, right? Can you use the vehicle without these 2 features?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they couldn't use it. I thought the charging pad was the only way to charge it.
Though I don't know what the effect
when he
of
says
this
charging
was.
pad, he's talking about the charging pad, the wireless charging pads for your phones.
For the phone. Yeah.
I got you.
Car can
I got
charge.
pissed fucking.
Though I
bad.
saw a headline, I didn't look into the effect of it, but I saw earlier today like Tesla's servers went down.
Did they?
And people couldn't access their car from their app.
Oh shit! I haven't run into that, but
like that's I don't again I don't know the extent of that. Like if people couldn't start their cars. Hi Bacchus.
So you don't need the app
guys.
to access your car.
Sabor.
That's fair.
You have a
hard card,
a credit card that you can a card. Doggy,
Bubby.
We have special guest Kim, aka Bacchus,
There's
and
the other
puppers.
one.
Oh, and all the dogs.
And the puppers.
This is what happens to me. All the time.
The puppies.
But yeah, so I've never had to just strictly rely on the key card to do it, but it's been fine. I have had a couple just weird anomalies for sure. Like the outdoor temperature just reading 51 degrees no matter how hot or cold it was outside. But again, doesn't really affect me.
Actually, I had a funny moment today in my truck. I have a 2011 truck, and the battery wouldn't turn the car over today. So I backed Jackie's car out, my wife's car out, had her and plugged everything up to charge my battery. As I'm doing this, the Tesla that's in the neighborhood drove by.
Damn it.
And I could just feel the judgment of like, I'm glad I never have to worry about that shit, you fucking ICE vehicle owner.
Okay, so Wednesday night, worked real late, got home, changed, and me and Kira were like, we're gonna go get hot wings. So we hop in the Tesla, we drive, we get off of the interstate, we're on Germantown Parkway, Jamie, and we come up to a stoplight where there are cars that are going around. There's a stopped car there, and they had run out of gas. They had a gas can. They were, and of course they're at the very front. And where am I? But in the very front, also right next to them. And it was this weird combination of don't look at them, don't even make eye contact with them, but also the darker side of my brain was like, roll down the window and be like, what happened? What's that like? And then drive off.
Motherfucker. Goddamn.
Dude, look, the car may sit low, but the view from this high horse I'm sitting on is just beautiful. Just beautiful.
I get gas next time I drive. I literally have no bars left. I drove home. I didn't want to go get gas.
No.
Yikes.
No, but obviously I didn't do that. So
have you suffered for owning a Tesla yet? Like,
have I suffered?
Have you suffered?
Well, yeah. Like,
what's been the downside of owning a Tesla?
Dude, the downside is tremendous. The downside is jealousy. Someone sees that Tesla, and that's a nice looking car. Where's it? Oh, it's a Tesla. Oh, this motherfucker owns a Tesla, huh? Where's my keys? Oh, there they are.
But like the wild thing is, like, the Model 3 is not even like this it's not a fucking Lamborghini. Like it's a medium priced like nice sedan essentially.
Yeah.
It's not some like insane luxury car. Like it's
No one's dicked
nice.
with it.
Nobody's dicked with it. Somebody ran into it.
That's right. I know about
Someone
that.
ran into it 4 months after I got it, and tried to talk me out of going through insurance to fix it. That didn't happen.
What's a lame bro weenie?
I don't know. It's whatever I am apparently. Fuck me.
Just gonna wave to him.
But downside, I mean, right now, the only only real downside that I've experienced, has been, it just takes. If I go on a long road trip, it takes 30 to 45 minutes longer because of charging.
Right. Yeah.
Again, that was.
You watch an episode
much-
of something on Netflix, which is dope.
Right.
Right.
That was pretty much it. So, and it kind of breaks up the trip.
Just because it's in the chat, Arcane, if you guys haven't watched it yet, the League of Legends Netflix show, absolutely incredible.
Really good.
Take the time to watch it.
It really is really, really, really good.
I don't, dude. I have a
Riot's
hard
come out
time
with so much
being
shit now.
motivated to watch that.
Just
I said
do
the
it.
same thing until
Yeah.
Kim was just like, hey, let's watch something. This arcane stuff's on time. Let's watch that. And we did. And I didn't want to stop watching each episode till I got to the very
It's
end.
so good.
It did. The first few episodes, they're so sad, man. They touch you right here. Okay.
It's
Here's my
just
heart. Like right here.
everything about it's good. Go watch it. But yeah, Riot's popping off in the face of Blizzard sucking, which is great.
It's kind of weird they're just doing it now, though, ain't it?
Yeah,
they
it's
had
a
League of
little
Legends
weird.
forever, and now they're like, here's a mobile game. Here's another version of this mobile game. Here's Zig side scroller where you just bounce up and down to the rhythm. Like so much weird shit's coming out from them now, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though League is cancer.
League is
What is
base
more
game.
can we make a poll? What's more cancer, social media or League of Legends?
League of Legends. League of Legends will end friendships for sure. It starts passive aggressive and turns into, "Would you fucking suck and holding us back so hard?" Like it just goes. We done it to each other. We fought over this in the past. That thing. It's been bad before.
It's true. It has. It's probably fractured friendships to this day, and we just don't
avoided
realize it.
people over this.
did.
The internet's
League is
more
cancer.
widespread cancer, but League is the more aggressive cancer for sure.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, and you know what? We can say that too, because you know who's got a sponsorship from him and gets Guts Go events for him? Tyler One. You know who that is? The same guy who's called their employees. I don't even think I should say the words he said about him. Incompetent, something.
Sure, yeah.
That type
The
of stuff.
R word. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess they know. I guess they're all right with it.
Good grief.
But yeah, next gen console's not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking.
right,
Yeah. Next. That's right.
Right.
That's
Right now, I don't think they're worth it.
Yeah,
Possibly
they're
down
certainly
the
not worth
road.
the trouble to get one.
Yeah. Down the road, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, potentially, if you don't have the means to purchase or build a gaming PC, or if you don't have a spot to set up a gaming laptop or anything like that, then sit on the couch, hook up a console. But because there are good games, there are plenty of good games, but they can also be played mostly PS4 or whatever version of Xbox was before this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth going out of the way of spending $800 right now.
Hey, do you think Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are a thing officially?
I think so.
I don't know who they are.
What do you think?
I know the Kardashian lady.
I saw a really good explanation of this. Of like,
hold on. Before you say the explanation, I want to hear, Jamie, what are your thoughts on Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson shipping?
Kim Kardashian is that lady that she's famous because she's pretty and has a show about being pretty and drama. So I really don't care about her at all. And Pete Davidson is a name with no face to me. So I can't talk about him at all. The name Pete Davidson sounds like it could fit with a Kim Kardashian, but that's all I got.
he's
What if
so
All right, go ahead, Matt.
Pete Davidson is SNL cast member and stand-up comedian who is an awkward dude, and for me, not funny. Like he's just never been funny. He was in Suicide Squad as something. I don't remember what he was, but I think he was an early on character. Like, I got killed pretty quickly. But anyway, like the explanation that I saw that was pretty.
That's
that
Pete
I thought was
Davidson.
pretty. Yeah, that's Pete Davidson. There you go. Dude's just a weird kid to me. He's not funny to me.
He was good in The King of Staten Island.
I didn't watch that.
That's a great movie, actually.
Okay.
And apparently he's got a
Huge,
real impressive,
strong-
a real impressive hog.
He's
Why
got a
is that
meat
guy
hammer.
with her?
So that's it. Yeah, it's the meat hammer.
Yeah, Blackguard, yeah.
But the other thing, like, so the explanation I saw was like, imagine being with Kanye West, having children with this guy, and how just off the rails this dude is in casual conversation. Like, you have a right, yeah, like he goes and does just regular interviews and just goes to the fucking moon with his thoughts and says them out loud. And it's like Kim Kardashian probably hasn't had a regular conversation in years with, you know, at least with this guy. And then like Pete Davidson shows up, probably takes her to a fucking like carnival and makes her laugh at a joke once. And holy shit, it's a whole new world.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, easily.
There's rich people stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know what goes on there. I'm sure they have their own circles of things happening. I don't know why this Pete Davidson fellow, who I now recognize as having anything to do with this lady, but that's, I don't know, celebrity shit.
Well,
I just
there's that,
wanted to get your opinion on it, is all.
Who's that stand-up comedy guy? John Mulaney. That's him. John Mulaney and Olivia Munn are a couple.
That dude's got that dry humor, right? Did he tell a story about a jukebox and playing some song repeatedly? Is that guy?
I don't
No
know.
idea what you're talking about.
No one knows what I'm talking about?
No.
They like put "Let's Go Pussycat" on loop, and it like super pissed off this old dude. And I don't know, he's a comedian. The way he told it was funny. But that's not okay. I have to look this guy up. I don't know who John. I might not know who John Mulaney is.
John Mulaney's fantastic, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good stand-up comedian. I mean, and it's an interesting story how they ended up coming together. Well, not interesting, I guess, but odd. Where he was tweeting about he was going to go to rehab for a drug problem. He had a cocaine problem, and then Olivia Munn basically was like, "Get well, John." And then he got out of rehab. They went on a few dates, and now I think they're gonna have a baby together or
Oh, they're
something.
smashing.
Yeah, y'all need to look up John Mulaney. What's new, Pussycat? Okay, If you ever
Pop it
heard
in
that.
the.
Hey, you
No, it's
get
like
one
7
of
minutes
the-
long. It's too long. I
Okay,
think it's too
okay,
long.
Okay.
But it's fucking funny.
The title of my sex tape.
Well, yeah. Fucking Adam Sandberg is just the most
Andy.
unfunny individual. Andy,
Andy.
whatever. Fuck him. He's the worst.
Dude, so much vitriol for.
Holy shit! I would hit that guy in the jaw.
Yeah, who's he talking about? What this guy do? Man?
the main guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Andy
I don't know who that show
Sandberg.
is either.
The worst.
Also the main dude from his rap group,
Lonely Island.
Lonely Island. Yeah.
Yeah, Lonely
Never
Island
either.
stuff is funny. I think that stuff is great. Him as an actor, horrible.
Not a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'll have to take your word for it. Wait, isn't
Hot Rod is a
Cancerous
great
in
movie.
Brooklyn
Thank
Nine-Nine?
you. Dude, I can't tell you how many people I talk to. I'm like, seen Hot Rod? They have no fucking clue what it is. Thank you. I feel validation.
Nah, I'm not into it.
I don't know.
See, chat. What I do. This is the reaction. Okay.
39% Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not for.
43%
It's not
Rotten.
for you, and it's not for Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not
It's
for
for
the tomatoes.
it's for trash, is what it's for.
God damn. That's such a hard opinion. Is it that bad and
No.
that good? This is like some huge differing opinions here.
We're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch it together.
Can we all three watch it? I'm down. And
Yeah.
can we review as we go?
Yeah.
And we watched Andy Samberg just laugh at himself in his own movie.
God damn.
I'm super excited.
That's
about
not what
that.
he
You're
does in the
savage on this
movie.
guy.
Like I can accept your.
Didn't I say a funny thing?
I can accept your criticism of Brooklyn Nine-Nine because he is very much that way in that show. He has to be the funniest one in the room. I enjoy that show, but Hot Rod is like it's very low production value, like nothing's polished, and there's a great supporting cast in it as well.
Okay.
Came out in 2007.
You know what? After further thought, Matt, you'd probably hate it
Yeah, that sounds right.
because you hate everything.
I do hate
I've
everything.
seen this guy.
You hate everything that's fun.
I don't have joy in this world.
This looks like the dude who wears my car guy.
Ashton Kutcher?
You're talking about Ashton Kutcher, yeah.
Yeah, Andy Samberg. Looks just like him. What the fuck?
That's hair profiling that you're doing right now.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know actors for shit or music, so I can only go off the most prominent feature, which might be hair.
What? We're off the rails. Off the rails.
All right, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah.
No.
Consoles?
Consoles
Nah,
are a bust
wait.
right now. Wait,
Yeah.
if you can.
Give it another year.
Cool.
Okay, what do we got next?
You that's it.
That's it. We're wrapping
Wait,
it
that's
up.
everything? No.
Wrapping
It's
it up.
been like 2.5 hours.
I had something good. It was off
What do you
topic,
want?
but I forgot it.
Well, write it. Why don't you write it down?
We have a sheet.
My mind is just
We have a
blazing
whole
with like
Google
80
Doc.
things now.
We're
Shit, I wanted to show
organized.
y'all. I can't remember what it was.
All right,
Fuck
we'll do
me.
it. We'll talk about. Add it to the sheet. And we'll talk about it next week.
Save it for next week.
Alright.
There's a
Um,
hole in our topics for next week. Otherwise, we can make
Guys and gals, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. That's it. We're going to be back tomorrow at 8. We're taking a week off of our D&D just because we have somebody missing, and the next session is a doozy. And I didn't want to continue it with anybody not able to be there.
That's some high production shit.
It's big. The big piece of it's sitting behind me right now. So we'll be picking that up next Saturday. But tomorrow, me, Redline, and Sigor will be playing the Ascent, which we started playing the other day, which was a lot of fun so far. It's not the ship. It's
What ship?
something more dangerous.
ship? Talking about the
Alchemist
ship?
After was the ship.
Yeah. What ship? What's she talking about?
I don't know what she's. I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't read that far in the book. I don't know.
Also, if there are topics that you'd like us to discuss and you enjoyed some of the chatter, which by the way, thank you for the engagement that we got in chat. That was really fun tonight. If you have things you'd like us to discuss, you can submit them in chat or send it to us on Twitter. The link's in the Twitch channel. Yeah, Big Dragon. It's off camera, but there it is.
His head's off camera. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Put it on. Looks good. I would love if people in chat came with some topics, no matter
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
No matter what.
No matter
Yeah.
what.
Send it
We
to
can
us
discuss it.
in Discord or here live, or send it to us on Twitter. We're reachable.
Yeah. The
I
internet.
think we know like most of you anyhow, probably. So
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
probably
there's
call
that.
us.
Yeah, send a text. Yell out
But,
your window. Drive by our house and throw a rock with a note attached to it.
But if you want to reach us on any of our actual social media stuff, we do have a Facebook, Cloak and Stagger Facebook. We have a TikTok. We have
Dog
a
cancer, so.
We have a Twitter. You can tweet at us. That's actually a really good way. I'm all over that shit lately because tweeting's fun. Look at that.
Twitter's probably the best way, I'd say, to reach
Mm-hmm.
us outside of just being live with us here.
True.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Anybody else?
No.
Anything? Thank you
Thanks.
guys.
This is fun.
Yeah.
It was. And we'll be back next Friday to do it again. So thank you all. You know the deal. If you want to support the channel, $5 or free with Twitch Prime if you link your Amazon Prime and your Twitch account. So that's always
I might
cool
do
too.
some weird shit for $5. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
Or
All right,
maybe
guys.
eat a nacho that burns your mouth.
Bye.
Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.